One of the most powerful things you have control over in your life is your thoughts. What happens between your two beautiful ears is totally up to you. And today I want to talk to you about positive affirmations and why they are the most important thing for you to put your attention to on a daily basis for a joyful life. My name is Julie Ann Lee. I'm a certified mindset and transformation coach. Been doing this for coming on a little over 20 years now, helping people create a life that they really love in love, wealth, health, careers, life purpose, you name it, our thinking creates it. So, one of the first things that I get my clients to do is look into the mirror and write down every negative thing that their head says about them. When I first did this some 25 years ago, I was, well, it made a lot of sense why my life was the way it was because the thoughts that I wrote down, the most shocking was, I hate you. I was like, wow, okay. So these negative thoughts were running rampant in my mind constantly. And that's why I get clients to really pause for a good 3 minutes, and look in that mirror and be like, what's the track that's running on in my head that is dictating my life experience? Because we live in a yes universe. So the universe says yes to whatever we believe and what we're feeling. It just says yes. Our thoughts create our beliefs, and our beliefs create our feelings. So our thoughts are really, really important. When I first got on spiritual path myself, I'm so tortured by my thinking, the low self-esteem, the self-questioning, the insecurity. Just, it was my version of torture, hell on earth between my ears. And I made the decision, even if this is all a crock of, you know what? When I think positively or I have a better feeling thought, I feel better. And that relief was worth it for me. And so I set myself on a path. I wrote down, I think I still have them somewhere, those original look in the mirror, uh, terrible things I used to say to myself. And I turned them all into affirmations. Now, when I get clients to turn their thoughts into affirmations, I want them to do it from a place of meeting them where they're. So for me, for instance, when I think that I hate you, if I wrote the affirmation, I love you, my head would be like, no, you don't. What are you doing? And I'd actually be affirming the opposite of what I'm trying to affirm. So when I tell clients and people to do affirmations, I say, flower it up as much as you need to. Whatever words you need to put in front of what you're talking about to make yourself believe it, do it. So for me, at that point, it would feel better if I loved myself. Wouldn't it be nice if I loved myself? I'd feel so much better about XYZ if I loved myself. So I put all these positive words, and when I do an affirmation, every word is positive. Every word you're saying, you are calling forth. So if you had said that, a good affirmation would not be, I do not hate myself, because you're affirming hate myself. Every word is an affirmation, if that makes sense. So wouldn't it be nice? It would feel great if. Well, wouldn't it be fun to? Like whatever words you need to put in front of your affirmation to help you believe it, that's what you do. And so you go through all your negative thoughts, you write them up. Take a minute, write them up. They're on repeat. I've read somewhere there's something like, don't quote me, but something like 80,000 thoughts we have a day. And if you're an overthinker, which I'm a recovering overthinker, that may go up to like 100,000 thoughts a day. And most of those thoughts are on repeat. Just think about that. So if most of your thoughts are negative, right? Worry, fear, judgment, discontent, usually of ourselves and others. And that's generating our feelings, and our feelings create our experiences in life. It explains a lot why we may be feeling stuck in our life, why maybe things are where they are, maybe why we're not doing what we want to do, because we're constantly talking ourselves out of things with our fear and negative thoughts. So it's not about doing this perfectly. And all of a sudden we have to be, positive penny that's constantly saying things like, oh, don't say anything negative. Actually, to be truthful, I don't think there's any negative thoughts. I think there's thoughts that tell us what we want more of. So I re-educate my clients into taking what was formerly called a negative thought, because that's what we used to call it, and seeing it as a pointing a direction. Okay, so we have a quote unquote negative thought, but if you look at that thought, it's actually telling you what you do want, right? So if you're negative thought, oh, I'm never going to make it, I'm never going to have enough money, I'm never going to find love, I'm never going to get in shape. It's telling you, oh, I'd like to find love. Oh, I'd like to be in shape. Oh, I'd like to be more financially abundant. The difference is if you stay with the negative thought, right, and you're like, oh, I'm never going to get in shape. And then you go down that river with it and you hang on to that thought, then it does not become beneficial. But if you have that thought, because we're always going to have negative thoughts, we just are. It's environmental. It's just, I'd love to say we'd all be walking on water and that's never going to happen again. But in my experience right now, we're always going to have a negative thought. It's what you do with them. So when you have a quote unquote negative thought, you look at it, you don't go down the raft with it, right? You let it go and you go, what's it telling me? Oh, it's telling me I would like to have more financial abundance. And then you take it over here and all of a sudden you use this as a trigger point to actually get a deeper belief, because when you say you don't have enough wealth, you really do want to have more wealth. So that affirmation actually becomes stronger. And that's the proper use, in my opinion, beneficial use of quote unquote negative thoughts. So we want to move through our day with as much as possible of being conscious of our thoughts and consciously choosing to have thoughts that match what we do want, not what we don't want. When we talk about not having money, a lot of people make the mistake that they're somehow, working towards manifesting money. You're not. You're talking about the lack of money. The universe is a yes universe. And so it says yes. And then you have that experience. It's that simple. If you would like to have a different experience, you have complete control over your thoughts. That's how much power you have. Your thoughts do not control you, although it may seem like that. I just have a thought. A thought disgusts me. No, you've just chosen that thought so many times that you've forgotten that you've made a choice, and you've got those neural pathways, those grooves are really, really deep. It does not mean it's authentically who you are, and it does not mean it's the truth. It's just something you practice. And so when we shift over to just trying to sway the scale to a more positive side viewpoint of things, we will take a little minute. It's going to be a practice. Like I literally have my clients for the first couple of weeks look in the mirror and say their positive affirmation out loud, and then say it once inside their head, because we talk out loud and talk inside our head. And then as they move forward, I'm like, okay, we all have big, beautiful, busy lives, but this is a reprogramming of our minds essentially. And where you have to go to the bathroom at some point in the day. So have them on your phone. Breathe them when you go into the loo, record them, listen while you're in the car. Like it's just about how do you get your mind to associate with those thoughts more frequently than the other negative thoughts that have been practiced. And the challenge with this is our outside environment is conducive, shall we say, to us not feeling good about ourselves. Like there's a benefit to marketing, right? A lot of things are marketed to us because they want us to make us feel better about ourselves. So they will point out our negative things about ourselves and how this product or this thing will help us feel better ourselves. So you should go ahead and buy it. So this is what I'm presenting is an inside job, an inside job that you have complete control over the way you think. And the more often you choose thoughts, consciously choose thoughts that make you feel better, you will absolutely change your experience in life. You will have different ideas raise up from you from this place of feeling good, and you will attract more things to feel good about. It's just the way the universe works. I didn't make this up. It's universe law. It's a yes universe. So if you're in a job that you do not like, talking about how you don't like this job is just going to attract another job you do not like. If you look at this job that you're currently at and you look at the negative things and you go, oh, I don't like how many hours I work. I want to work less hours. I hate this job. And we flip it to the positive and we go, okay, I would like to work less hours. I would like to have more balance in my life. Okay, that's great. We don't have to not like where we're to be in a positive affirmation. And all of a sudden, we've taken what is we think is a negative, and now we're vibrating at that positive alignment. And for me, this is the correct use of affirmations. And just any time throughout the day, if you can look at your thoughts, right? Look at your thoughts. And then also, what words are you speaking in the world? Are you speaking of what you do want? Or are you speaking of what you don't? And I sort of say this as akin to, the universe is like a restaurant, right? And we go into the restaurant and you put your order in. And how we put our order in each day is by what we speak to people and by what we're thinking. And the universe just goes, okay, yes, I got you. Okay. And then it just brings out the order. It's that simple. And then many times we're like, I didn't order this. And we're like, we look back, we're like, oh yeah, I did. I did do that. And I don't want us to be afraid of that. I want you to get excited about that because that's how much power, that's how much power you have over your experience in this world. You can change your experience in the world by taking responsibility for your thoughts and really doing the best you can imperfectly. This is not about being perfect. It's a practice to more often than not choose better feeling thoughts. They will change your life. So go ahead, write them out now, pen to paper. As soon as this video finishes, there's no time like the present. Write out all the negative thoughts and then switch them to all the positive. Go through each positive one. Make sure you believe it when you say it, right? Put the flowering words up behind or at the back of it. It's whatever you need to say to make yourself believe it. Eventually, you'll get to the point like I can say I love it now and actually mean it. Not like back in the day when I started. So they will constantly evolve and they will constantly change. And it's a constant game. And it's really, really, really fun to be consciously creating your life with the universe. So I'll leave you with that. Hopefully you got some benefit from this. If you did, please subscribe. Please turn on those notifications. I have other tools in my Allow by Julie and Lee app. Lots of free stuff in there. And I also have my morning journals, the nightly vision journal and the morning vision journal that can help you stay this pathway of alignment towards creating a life you love because you deserve it, you're worthy, and you're allowed to have it.